Hello, everybody. This is Jimmy. You're reading with Jimmy. We're reading the 10-minute breakdown, the quick take of The Minister's Black Veil by Nathaniel Hawthorne, subtitled by Jimmy, Secrets, Sin, and the Mask We All Wear. Ready? Welcome, everybody. And what if I told you that a small-town minister walks into a church one morning wearing a black veil over his face, and he never takes it off again as long as he lives? Well, that's The Minister's Black Veil by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This is a slow-burning story about secrecy, shame, and what happens when one man dares to live in full view of his guilt, with his guilt, whatever it is. When you read it, you're going to have to decide. So welcome to the quick take of this beautiful story written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and let's head out to the 19th century New England, where a simple piece of cloth becomes a mirror for the soul. So what's the story? Well, the setting is a quiet Puritan village in New England, full of routine, tradition, and unspoken judgment. The main characters are Reverend Mr. Hooper. He's the minister who one day appears with that black veil, and he refuses to tell anybody why he's wearing it. There's Elizabeth, his fiancée. She's loving and she's practical. She pleads with him to remove it, but he doesn't. So what's the plot? Well, one morning he shows up wearing a veil, and he hides most of his face with that veil, and his sermon is powerful. It stirs the people. Powerful. The congregation leaves feeling unsettled. What's he doing? Was he hiding something? So rumors start to swirl. What's with this guy? Has he gone nuts? Is it literal? Is it a symbol of something? Even at weddings and funerals, he keeps that veil on. His fiancée, Elizabeth, begs him to take it off, but he just won't. And the years pass. He becomes respected, but he's isolated. People start to fear him. His reputation grows, but he's got that darn veil on all the time. On his deathbed, a minister tries to lift the veil, and Hooper stops him, screaming, "No, no, no!" What are his last words? "I look around me, and lo, on every visage, a black veil." He sees a black veil all around him. So what's the deal? This isn't a story about just a man on a mission. It's about how far any of us are willing to go for what we believe. He obviously believes something, puts on this veil and never takes it off, ever. Doesn't tell people why he wears it. Hawthorne seemed to be obsessed with guilt, sin, and public morality, but forget him. He's just the writer. We're looking at this as the third-person narrator. And ladies and gentlemen, this is third-person narration at its best. What a great, great narrator that is here through the gift of Hawthorne. Because Hawthorne didn't write a horror story. He wrote a psychological story, uneasiness. Sometimes in itself it's horrible. His characters are not monsters. They're people just like us, and often they're hiding from themselves. Don't we all do that sometimes? So The Minister's Black Veil isn't just about one man's veil. It's about everyone else's veil. We all wear masks, don't we? Here are a few of the themes you'll learn when you read the story with Jimmy. Secret sin. We all carry guilt. I think we do. If we don't carry guilt, then I would say something's wrong, huh? Reverend Hooper just makes his visible for all to see. That veil means something. Isolation. By wearing the veil, he becomes a stranger to everybody. Not because of what he's done, but because he reminds others of what they've done. What are our veils, huh? Appearance and reality. The veil hides very little, just half of his face. But it makes people so uncomfortable because it reveals a lot about themselves, perhaps. I don't know. We're going to have to read it with Jimmy. Do you remember what masks did to all of us during COVID? That was horrible. Couldn't see the smiles of each other. And moral hypocrisy. The town is fine with hidden sin. They just don't want to acknowledge it. No, don't tell me. and spiritual honesty. Hooper's not pretending to be perfect. He's just refusing to pretend at all. He's telling you exactly. He's a man that, with a mission, right? And remember, no one ever really knows why he's wearing that thing. No one. So why does this story matter today? Well, it's a short story written by a guy who puts on a veil 200 years ago. What's the big deal today, right? Well, we all wear veils, don't we? Social media, sometimes we pretend something we're not, take out an avatar, politeness, professional, how do you do, right? What are we hiding? And from whom? Do we admit to anyone who we really are? Guilt is isolating. When you have guilt, I don't know if Hooper has guilt. You're going to have to read the story with me. But Hooper, he's not really lonely because of his sin. He's lonely because he's honest with himself. Because calling out hypocrisy is dangerous, isn't it? The veil is not a sin. It's a challenge. No one wants to face up to it. At the end, when he cries, "You all, I see a veil on every one of you." Confession is powerful, but sometimes so is silence. And symbolism still matters. One piece of cloth. This is a simple piece of cloth on his face. It unsettles the entire town. The entire town. That's the power of a well-placed symbol. Calling all readers. Calling all readers. This is the Minister's Black Veil in 10 minutes. It's Jimmy's Quick Takes. This is an eerie tale that lingers long after the... You're going to be thinking about this when you read it to me for a while, I hope. I hope. You're on the website now if you're reading this 10-minute thing, or you're on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel. So I want to leave you with this thought. What would your black veil reveal? Huh? And would you dare to wear it? Now, the black veil is a symbol. You know what I'm talking about. Or maybe not. So come on down and read the story with me. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to read this story in about 35 minutes with you when you come and read the complete story on Reading with Jimmy. I'm also going to analyze it because there's a lot to think about. Two-part analysis, right? Each analysis part is 40 minutes. Jimmy, the story's only 35 minutes. What do you mean? It's 80 minutes of the... You've got to help understand this. I'm going to help you understand it. Get a lot out of this classical literature. In fact, I'm going to give you another 40 minutes of interpretation. How's that? Ha-ha. That QR code will take you to my YouTube channel. Enjoy. And don't forget, read with Jimmy. This is very interesting and it's a life changer. And keep your veil to yourself or not. Take it easy.